It's Sunday, March 28th, the last Sunday of Women's History Month, and it's time for the Alumni Brunch Club. Tennille, hit it. Welcome to ABC. For those of you that are joining for the first time, this is our Alumni Brunch Club, a live interactive show where we discuss hot topics, cultural moments, Black achievements with overflowing mimosas. And most importantly, the homecoming vibe is what? 365. I am Taria Williams, excited for show number 2. And of course, vaccine summer.
I am Tennille Gibson, class of 2006 of Clark Atlanta University.
And I'm Brittany Grooms, class of 2007 of Clark Atlanta University. Hey, ladies.
What's up, girls? How y'all feeling?
Feeling good. It's episode number 2.
Episode 2.
I can't believe we're already on episode 2.
I know. It's exciting.
This is exciting. I'm excited, though. Let's do this.
We have a
hey,
good
y'all.
lineup.
People are joining.
Are people in the comments? Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandy.
Jump in and let us know you're here. You were all very live and hyped for the first show, so let's keep it up. We have some interesting topics, some interesting panelists, and a very special guest. So I'm going to let Tennille take it from here.
First coming to the stage is Brittany Burns, top performing creative leader. Name a brand, Brittany has worked with them. She is also the owner of Ideally. She cultivates creative experiences. She is the queen of a good time. Brittany, come on, Brittany Burns. How you feeling today? 15 seconds.
Hello. I'm feeling good. I got my chakras aligned last week. I am good.
Okay,
yes,
girl.
I feel
and she's sparkling. You see that?
You are glowing.
That razzle dazzle.
Shine it.
Next is Crystal Harris Whalum, digital marketing strategist, realtor, and philanthropist. Oh, that gave me a hard time. But you get what I'm saying. How are you feeling, Crystal?
Listen, I'm feeling happy and free today. This is a fantastic Sunday fun day. I'm here for it all.
Yes. And next, last but not least, Melissa Davis, digital image consultant, project manager. I can't go on. She's all things creative. She is also the owner of Fabulous Strategies. How you feeling today, Melissa? But tell us.
She was verklempt for a second.
She feels fabulous, darling. Fabulous.
The three of you guys look fabulous for brunch. I must say that,
They didn't come to play with y'all today.
Each of them are moved during homecoming weekend. Like Brittany Burns is like the Friday night party. Okay. That's what Brittany's giving us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Melissa's giving us the Friday. I'm on the yard, I'm on campus.
Back in town, back on the scene.
She's also ready for a vaccine with the shoulders out.
Yes.
I gave you all the shoulders this morning. I love it.
And then Crystal, what mood are you giving us of homecoming weekend today?
Listen, I'm not really sure. Maybe a party. What's the day where you kind of transition? You may or may not want to go.
Saturday night.
Yes,
Saturday
night. I'm not giving like club gear, but this is a good time. So
yes, it is a good time. I'm here for it. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time today, ladies. Okay. So
wait a minute. What are y'all drinking?
Who going first?
It's brunch. What are y'all drinking?
I have my glass today, y'all. I forgot it last time.
Y'all know Tennille forgot her glass.
Very good. Very good.
I have a mix of some champagne, Saint Germain, and a splash of peach orange.
Oh,
Okay.
I have some raspberries. You guys see my raspberries here?
Oh, you fancy.
Raspberries. I got a little champagne, and then I've got a little Italian blood orange soda. Just a little. Trader Joe's.
Excuse us. I have sangria. I'm just doing a plain red sangria today for the people. Melissa, what you got?
I'm doing rosé with literally just a tiny bit of orange juice and raspberries.
Yes. Yeah, Melissa got some fruit.
Crystal, what you got?
This is just a mimosa with a little bit of peach juice.
Ooh,
Yes.
okay. Brittany.
I just have some bubbly, straight up, nothing added.
No wafting for her.
Not even a good waft. Brittany said that's all I need.
Not even.
Okay, so now that we've all got our glasses filled to the brim, we're ready for brunch.
Yes.
So,
Do it.
Yes.
what's on the menu today, ladies? Let's start by, okay, we've got a reservation for brunch. Your reservation's for 3. You got 2 people coming with you. Who you brunching with?
Ooh.
You can only pick who's on the list.
You've got 2 spots. Who's coming with you?
Who coming with ya? Melissa.
Okay.
Melissa. Okay, Crystal, you want to go? You pick.
I'm
you picked your 2.
I picked my 2. I'm picking Michelle Obama and Sweetie.
Ooh.
Everything fabulous. Yes, honey, because you're gonna get the regal and the sophistication of Michelle Obama, but you're also giving best friend. She a real bad.
Hey,
yes.
Yes.
I censored myself because I wanted to say it, but I'm trying to be good because people watching. So I censored myself. I ain't say it.
Melissa, who you got watching Alumni Brunch Club? Is it your mom?
I think my mama might be on. Hey, girl.
Listen, Melissa got everybody tuned in. She distributed the link well in advance. Everyone's ready.
Look, those drinks start flowing, though. It might not be so sensitive at the end, and that's okay, Melissa. Enjoy
And that's
yourself.
okay.
That's
okay.
right.
Live your life.
Okay, I definitely want to bring Lady O to brunch.
Okay.
Yes.
And my fashion icon, Tracy Ross. She does no wrong in my eyes.
Okay.
Yes. Why, Brittany?
What y'all talking
You know
about?
what?
What's the first thing you talking about at the table?
First of all, Oprah. Oh my, what can I not talk about with Oprah? Team Aquarius, shout out to Oprah. We are talking about everything. We're talking about Meghan and Harry. We're talking about that future Britney Spears interview. We're talking about everything.
Not the future. Britney Spears in the future.
Anybody for booking the show? Brittany got you. She ready.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal, who's your 2? Who's on your party of 3?
So I'm actually a hybrid of both Melissa and Brittany. I want Michelle Obama and I want Tracy Ellis Ross. I feel like brunch is all about a good time, and these 2, they're the complete package. They're definitely fun girls with a lot of depth and a lot of layers. So I feel like we're gonna have endless conversation and a really good time.
Yes, I can
That's a
see
good
that.
combo.
Yeah,
That's a good combo.
very good.
I got
Very
next. Okay.
Oh wait, do we? Do
I
you
want to
Brittany?
go. I want to
Okay,
go.
okay.
Please.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I'm going to brunch with the Debbie Allen.
Okay.
And Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yes.
Because I, like Crystal, feel like I got the complete package with that too. Like, I'm going to get everything, but I know I'm going to have a good time with both of them. And they're both going to show up fly and giving me everything, honey. And I'm ready.
Absolutely.
Those are good choices.
I just want to go through a few comments real quick. Tia said, I'm not taking Harriet.
Why Harriet can't go to brunch?
Jamila said Regina Hall and Tracy for the turn up. I agree.
Jamila gonna have a
Tiffany,
good time.
yeah, Tracy and Mrs. Obama all day. Yeah. Someone said Harriet would be too serious.
Way too serious.
From Latoya. And let me just take one more. Regina Hall is definitely one of mine. I know she'd be good for it. And that's the same as mine. Regina Hall, a good one. And I would probably go with Oprah as well, because I want to know what was said off camera for the Harry and Meghan interview. Like when the mics, when they went off air, what else did y'all talk about?
She knows everything. She
knows the real tea.
She knows who was asking about the baby's color and all of that. She knows.
She know.
She be knowing. She be knowing. Okay.
I can't believe you didn't take Coretta.
You know,
we talked about this. Listen,
it's the mood. You know, at the time, I wanted to talk to Coretta about Martin.
Some things.
Some things.
Hoes in different areas.
Wow.
Wow.
Asking for
For
like,
real.
Get her out. Get her out.
I knew where she was going. Tamil, I tried to save you. I knew where she was going.
Wow. It is Palm Sunday. What?
But she's not lying.
We're gonna bring her back. Did you get yourself together, Taria?
Okay, I'm gonna let you put on this face for the show, but we were talking about this before.
Oh, you right under the bus. I knew where you were going. I tried to save you. Oh,
We want the real tea about Martin. I'm sorry. Somebody needs to talk to her.
This was strong.
Well, Taria,
Yes,
I mean,
that's
who's on your
strong.
reservation? Who's on your reservation, Taria?
I had Regina Hall, like most of the people in the comments, because I wanted Kiki and laugh. And I also had Serena Williams, because I think she's just a bad boss. And I just want to
That's a
chat
good
it up
one.
with her.
That's a good one.
That is good.
Ain't nobody bringing Miss Piggy to brunch. Miss Piggy looks like a good time.
Miss Piggy, a real one too.
She is. She is a real one.
Good fashion.
Hello, Crystal. Miss Piggy be serving fashions. After Tracy, you better get Miss Piggy if you want a fashionista at your table. Okay. All right. That was fun, ladies. But see, I feel like we just need to get a little deep. Okay. So put your deep hats on. Let's get ready.
Let me take a sip. Hold on.
Let me take a sip.
Take a sip. Hold on. Do we need a
Because
sip?
it's ladies brunch and we need to talk about lady things. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
So recently on Twitter,
let's go.
there's a tweet. I say this with no shade or snark. Patriarchy and religion cost a lot of women a truly enjoyable young adulthood. Skipping parties, hardly dating, not traveling, because you were told what you were supposed to basically sit there and wait to be found without blemish. Okay. Were you waiting to be found? How do you feel about this? Do you feel like you missed out on things in your younger adulthood because you was waiting to be found by a man? How do we feel about this, ladies? What are your thoughts?
You know, actually, the first thing that comes to mind for me at times is, especially being in the pandemic too, and thinking back, is you think about during the pandemic, man, all the things you said no to, and now you stuck at home. And I think about, my mom, she's like from a different generation, and she's, quick to tell me, get somewhere and sit down. Sit down. And that's the first thing that came to mind with this tweet. It's like getting somewhere and sit down is costing me. I don't feel like I missed out, but it's just kind of like this pandemic has made me reflect on college, my 20s, and like when I can be outside safely, like, let's go.
Vaccine come
You
up.
out.
Let's go.
You've been somewhere sitting down too long.
Get somewhere and sit down for what?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, ladies.
No, I definitely feel you. To now. I feel like this pandemic, I've turned into like a whole new person. I've never been a Netflix and chill person ever. I was always out, always on a vacation, always doing something. So I definitely think I lived my life to the fullest before 2020. And nobody was going to stop me.
Even in college.
Yeah, I feel like in college, like I knew my boundaries. I definitely knew like what I personally wanted to do and didn't want to do. But I feel like I had fun.
Good.
Y'all, somebody in the comments said I wasn't waiting, but definitely stayed too long.
Hello. That's a word.
Ooh.
That's a word.
That's a whole word. That's a word.
Absolutely.
I think there's a lot of situations where you wouldn't waited, but you were found and needed to be released.
Amen.
Quicker than normal.
Amen.
Okay. Woo. All right. Melissa, girl, were you waiting to be found in college or even before the pandemic?
Yeah. I think maybe a mix of both. I mean, I feel like college was fun. We went to school in Atlanta, so world was our oyster, so to speak. We kicked it. A lot of you guys remember All-Star Weekend in Atlanta back in the day. So, I mean, it was crazy. So we definitely had an amazing time. And I feel like I lived life to the fullest. But I think In terms of when you get a little bit older and you start valuing what's important, definitely the pandemic has taught me to be a lot more self-reflective on what was important. And I think we took a lot of things for granted that I think going forward, we will no longer take for granted in terms of the time that we spend with our loved ones. So no, I can't say I was waiting to be found, but, definitely took a lot of things for granted that I won't take for granted anymore.
Question to add on to that, though, because she speaks of patriarchy and religion. Do you think that those had an effect on pre-pandemic life?
This is why I don't post on Facebook. It's to the deacon board and usher board of my home church is on Facebook.
They
And your mama and your grandma.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Everybody is on Facebook.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
you
it
wanna
stuck
do
with you
things
guys?
a certain way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
okay.
for sure. But I think now, you have to live your own life and, blaze your own trail. And I think if you have not gotten to that point, I think that that's important to understand that going forward, especially in light of what we're all experiencing, don't ever just wait for the sake of waiting. Go for it. Do it. Live your life. Do what you need to do.
Absolutely. I think, religion, when you think about it, it doesn't mean that, you have to sit off and not do anything. You can live your life and still have morals and values that you kind of guide yourself by. I feel like I did the best of both worlds. I was definitely, living and having a great time, but also not necessarily doing the most. And now, like Melissa said, I definitely look forward to getting back out in the vaccinated summer and saying yes to more, because I kind of get in these phases where I'm like, more of a hibernation mode. And I've done that for the past year. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yes, let's go. You know what this made me think of, though? It didn't make me think of it when I saw it, but now something kind of comes to mind is when they talk about patriarchy and religion, and it comes to, I don't even know his name. The relationship guy that does relationship advice from his front seat. I had to look him up when all of this came up. I had to Google him because I was like, "Who is this?" And I was like, "Oh," I was like, "The guy from that gives relationship advice from his front seat of his car." Like the whole thing they've been saying is, they've been giving it to God, and he's been out here doing his thing, but God's got him now. Like a lot of that, and with the wife, with the bonnet. Was that a bonnet? Was that a knit hat? I've been like dissecting it. I think
that was a knit hat.
I do too, Crystal. I think it was a knit hat.
Bonnet.
I think it was a
definitely giving
with a satin
bonnet
liner.
vibes.
It was giving bonnet vibes.
Yeah, it might have had a satin lining, so we shouldn't judge.
You're right.
It might have been satin inside.
Might have been protecting those.
Yeah.
I think that's her style.
Yeah. So
well, it was
that
dreadful.
kind of came in mind,
but
it was like,
how about that?
It was dreadful because
not a helmet of salvation.
Yes, it was.
Yes, helmet of
salvation. The breastplate of salvation.
Yes, it was. She was sitting there, and it was a lot of like, God put us in this and all of this stuff. And then I saw a lot of stuff after saying, don't be trying to put that on God. Don't be making that of God. And so I wonder about sis, and if she has been, what is it? She's been waiting to be found. She's been found and need to be released.
The last time somebody held my hand that tight, I was 4 years old, and my mama was trying to keep me out the street.
It was a grip. It was a grip.
I think she was hypnotized. I think he hypnotized her. He said, "Come on, we about to do this interview. We about to tell them we together. Whatever I say, just nod your head." That was hard to watch.
I didn't know who the guy was. Why do so many people care?
Neither.
Yeah. That also got me. And I was like, oh, so we were really listening to him? I didn't know.
No, we weren't.
Yeah, we weren't.
No.
People listen to a lot of people who put themselves on a platform and suddenly they're gurus. So
keyword, put themselves. Put themselves on the platform. You're right. But that's what kind of,
and you just have to be careful. You have to be careful about stuff like that because people bought the book, they bought the video series, they went on the conference, and they did the weekend with this man, and
he had a whole weekend.
Wait, Melissa,
he had a conference.
And
where
books?
was the conference?
He used to have conferences.
Stop it.
Yeah, you gotta
where?
Get that in, honey. it's a whole mess. Like some years back, absolutely.
For
Mhm.
relationships?
Years of
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, so he
Yes.
was out there.
And he
out
has,
there.
you know, he kept pubbing his book. I don't know if you all noticed in that one video. He kept pubbing his book. He was referring to him as a third person. It was a mess.
Yeah, because that well's about to run dry.
Well, I gotcha.
Them 15
Wow.
minutes. He on 14:59.
Wow. Okay. I did not know. I did not know. Sometimes I feel like somebody's grandma because I was like, who is this man and this woman in the bonnet? Okay.
I had no idea either.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Did y'all hear the interview with the mistress? The mistress
Excuse me,
came
what?
forth.
Wait,
Yes.
hold on. Come back up for the
There
rabbit hole.
it yes, some mistress in Atlanta. It is very
Three of 'em.
detailed.
It's
It
three of 'em. It's not
explains.
just one.
Oh,
Where are
it's
y'all
three.
finding this content? Come
Yes.
back up. Where's this
Rabbit
content?
hole.
It's available.
Oh man!
Okay.
All right.
And the saga goes on.
And it go dot.
Let's see who else pops up. Okay. All right. Moving right along. What else is on the menu? Let's talk about Black women in the workplace. In this pandemic, how are you ladies doing in your workplace? Are you thriving? Are you struggling? How is that going?
I love it. I love working from home. I mean, I miss people. I miss seeing people every day at work, but we have Zoom and WebEx, so I physically can see them and chat and talk, but I'm more productive. I get so much stuff done. I mean, I definitely don't even sleep. Y'all know that. I like never sleep. So I'm getting work done for like my 9 to 5 as well as ideally.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay.
Love
So
it.
Brittany's thriving and loving it.
Brittany, you are doing okay with the Zooms and the WebExes though? It's not draining you?
No, it's not. I mean, I have like a mix of like Zooms, conference calls, so I don't have to look cute all the time. But no, it's definitely not draining. I love it. I'm here for it.
I'm zoomed out. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at myself in that little box ever again. That little box that shows up at the bottom of Zoom that's not normal, y'all, for you to look at yourself all day. Because that's what I be doing.
Me
I be
too.
looking like, girl.
I don't look at anybody else but myself.
I be like, girl,
honestly.
get in the gym. That's literally the meeting is supposed to be productive. And I'm like, get in the gym. So the thing is I'm going to jump into this conversation because I do have like a whole like story about this pandemic, and my work life did change a lot. And I can't necessarily blame it on a pandemic. Mine happened, it just so happened to be in a pandemic, but mine happened, a shift in who I was in my workplace happened when, June, George Floyd died, and then Black people all of a sudden became cool or existed. To me, that put me in a space, like that was a really hard transition for me to realize that I could not exist in my workplace the same way that I did before that, because I felt like, okay, everybody's listening, everybody cares now. So how do I need to show up? And for me, I was no longer in the space where I could be comfortable and try to blend in and try to be a part of the gang. And so it actually gave me a little bit more confidence because it pushed me to step out and not let as much slide. Speak from I'm the only Black woman in the room. So I'm the only one that can speak from that point of view. And I work in a creative space. And so when discussing projects and things like that, it pushed me to be like, okay, all right, Black girl, they're going to get this Black girl stuff today. And they're going to get this Black girl point of view. And you can no longer do the code switching and the, blending in with the popular opinion, because I felt like my responsibilities as a Black person, now that we're cool and we just drop like some J's, you're listening, right? So here you go. So I can say that I drastically, even so much so that my coworkers noticed it, my bosses noticed it. I drastically changed in my workplace just simply because I felt like I had a responsibility to my people in that room to no longer try to be a part of that room in the way that it wasn't serving them or helping out the culture. So I can't blame that on a pandemic, but I can say, after working from home, I got a little bit of a little more oomph in me, because I'm like, no longer am I letting that stuff slide and not speaking from this point of view.
Did anyone ever approach you and say, Britt, you're kind of different now? What's going on?
Yeah. It was drastic. And not that I was just like a wallflower before, but I would pick and choose my moments when to speak about things. And I'm not one to bring race into everything. I just don't. But like sometimes it needs to be said. And it was a noticeable change because your girl be in there talking up a storm now. Y'all gonna get this here. Also, even when it comes to like my hoops, y'all know I love me some hoops, but when I had important meetings, sometimes I would put on some cuter earrings, some smaller earrings and all of that. So all of that has kind of changed for me. I'm not tapping in and tapping out. You're going to get all this Black girl magic.
All of it.
All of it.
Camille commented, I wonder how last summer would have transpired if we all were in the workplace with our white counterparts as opposed to going through that virtually over Zoom and conference calls.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. That's a good point because I do think being at home gave me more space to do that. I'm in my element. I'm not around different types of energy. You know, that's only my energy in that room. So I do think working from home helped.
I also think it gave white people an opportunity to sit with it, right?
Yeah.
Like instead of just passing you in the hall saying, how you doing? Okay, you look fine. You seem to be putting on a good face. The same way we were sitting with this unrest and uneasiness in our homes by ourselves, they had to sit with the uncomfortability of being white and everything that was happening. Yeah. So I think it would have definitely been different if we were in the office.
Yeah. I could say it gave me more vulnerability. That's the word that I was looking for. Like it made me more vulnerable in that space because I'm an empath and I kind of feel it all. Oh, Tiffany said hair wraps. I wore a hair wrap. Yes, I did wear my African hair wrap to a meeting on one Friday. I was so hyped. And I was so nervous too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had so much anxiety going into, and it was a fluke because I was supposed to get my hair done and I couldn't get my hair braided and it was all this stuff and it was a fluke. And the anxiety going up to that meeting, having that head wrap on was like, you would have thought the world was going to come to an end. I show up and one of my colleagues texts me, you look amazing. But like I had my hoops on, like I was serving you African realness, okay? Mm-hmm. And I didn't know that they were ready, but they were gonna get it. And
regardless.
Yeah. So that's my spiel. Anybody else? How y'all doing in the pandemic and work? Crystal, Melissa?
So I'm, mother of two. So the pandemic has been ebbs and flows, I think the first couple months, it was all fun and games. It was great. Kids were home, but that transition was pretty seamless. They were enjoying being home. I was enjoying a much slower paced life because we're usually boom, 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 boom on the go. And summer actually was great. But once we coasted into the holidays, personally, it got a little rocky. I mean, there was way more work for me to do, way more juggling, with everything. And my day was nonstop. I'm up with the sun and I'm down. Basically, I don't know if you guys have seen that meme where it's like, you're up and you're staying up super late because you're trying to treasure those last moments of the evening that you have in silence. So it did get a little rough, but thankfully now, things are on the up and up and it's easier to balance. My kids are back in school, so that's been great. And poor babies, I mean, they have missed being social. My daughter had 2 birthdays in COVID. So, it's sad, but it's definitely ebbs and flows, but I'm glad to be on the final string of it. Yeah.
I just want to add a stat to this also. This is from even December of the pandemic. The U.S. economy lost 140,000 jobs in December, and all of them were held by women. Like when I first saw that article, it's just like, gosh, and then, I didn't get a chance to see the numbers for Black women, but it's just like checking in on friends, the friends, even friends with kids, friends who are single, just checking in on everyone just because this pandemic is affecting us in the 2 pandemics, the inequalities for Black folks and also the coronavirus. So
I call it a racial uprising. That's what I've been calling it.
Melissa, what are you thinking?
So two things. So I can completely relate to Brittany with the workplace transition, especially with social unrest. I'm finding that, our white counterparts are definitely paying attention. They're leaning in. Like Taria said, they're having to sit with it, right? Which is very interesting. But one of the things that I did was I was very intentional. I changed my headshots, my professional headshots during the pandemic. And so my first set of headshots was my hair blown out. But my second set of headshots, which are my current headshots on all of my professional platforms, has braids. And that was very intentional. And I think that I came from, what does that look like? You're a little bit more pulled together, but honestly, it doesn't matter. I'm going to wear these braids. You're going to get these braids. And on all of my Zoom, WebEx, it's my headshot with braids. And that's exactly what it's giving. And so I think that gave me just that, awareness element of, this is who I am and this is how it's going to be. I can be professional in any setting, in any hairstyle, and then you're going to get multiple hairstyles probably. And so that's what it's gonna give me. And then also for me, I started my business in the middle of the pandemic, actually at the top of the pandemic. So the entrepreneurial spirit that I love, I'm hearing so many stories of people who've started businesses through the pandemic and was able to, either tap into a creative space or a space of wanting to help other people through this need has been super, super dope. So all good stuff.
Nice.
I just see a mom in the chat that said 3 kids and I am ready to be outside all summer. Honey, let's go. Where's our first mom's meetup?
That's something I thought about. Like, I was struggling and I could not imagine trying to take care of little human beings during this time. Shout out to the moms and the dads holding it down during the pandemic. How did y'all keep those kids entertained? How is that even possible?
Yeah.
Jamila says spending most of the Panasonic pregnant.
Not the Panasonic.
It's ghetto. Look,
super ghetto. Super ghetto.
Oh my gosh. Well,
kudos to y'all.
Kudos. Well,
cheers to the moms during the pandemic.
Yeah, definitely. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm sorry, I had to do that because I just don't understand how you did it. And the dads too. I'm sorry. Dads too. Yes.
Anything for another sip.
The grandparents.
Right.
What grandparents?
The people that live alone. Look.
If you woke up this morning.
Come on.
I hope y'all drinking at home. I hope y'all drinking in them comments.
Look, y'all
listen.
y'all drink someone my next month.
I've already, when you were giving that message, Melissa, I did me a little private pour over here.
Okay.
When you said you had 2 points, when you said you had 2 points, I was like, oh, that's the, I can do a little private pour. Right.
Time for private pours.
So you guys, this is our second episode. And ever since the first episode, we have received a lot of unsolicited advice and pointers from our friends.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
Some of it was solicited too, but some of
it is solicited, but some is and we appreciate all of it.
Mm-hmm.
But one suggestion came from our dear friend Robert Williams. You might know him as Parquet, Bobby Butter. Hashtag the Butters. They both are HBCU graduates. Robert Williams went to Morehouse, graduated from Morehouse, and his wife graduated. Courtney Williams graduated from North Carolina A&T. And so Parquet hit me up like, tag, I got an idea. You guys should introduce this segment called Throwback 2. And he also mentioned it's our initials, Tennille, Brittany, and Taria.
Come on, research.
Clever.
Shout out hashtag the Butters.
Yeah.
And so we're introducing this segment. And for this segment, we are throwing back to, because it's March. What used to happen in March when we were in school? Spring break. All I'm going to say is Miami. And period. And I'm not even going to bring up any stories from there. I'm just going to say
Of
Miami.
course you won't.
Of course.
Oh.
But Taria has something she want to share, maybe.
Taria, throwback to spring break, Taria. Since you threw Tanil under that bus came back to get you. Throwback to spring break.
So when we were talking about this, they asked about spring break memories. I don't have spring break memories, and most of y'all, Brittany, you know this. Everybody should know this that I know. But when I was starting in high school, spring break traumatized me because I asked my parents if I could go to Mexico with the senior class, and they said, "Do you want to go to college or do you want to go to spring break?" So of course I said college, and from then on, spring break just had a horrible memory, a horrible connotation. Senior year, while everybody was really live in Miami, I stayed and finished my senior project because I lost my client. We had to have a client for our PR dissertation. I lost my client and got them back during spring break. So while people were coming back from spring break and failing their senior project, I was finishing mine with great grades. So spring break has never been fun to me. It's never been
Isn't
fun.
that sad? Y'all, I feel so bad for Taria.
No, I can't believe you wanted me to tell that story. Like,
She shut it down. She shut it down so quick. We were like, "Ooh, spring break." She was like, "No, I don't come to me. I don't have anything to talk about." We were like,
I don't have anything.
Hold on, why are you so angry? That's really sad. I feel really bad that you
Of
never
all the
got to
years?
enjoy.
Of all the years, which probably makes sense about enjoying my adulthood because the 20s in Atlanta were great after college.
This was working.
The Roaring
You know what?
20s.
We need to go to Miami.
Oh, good.
Okay.
And relive spring break.
Okay.
Yes.
There are people our age right now at spring break in Miami. Grandma was like, "Why is everybody in Miami right now?" I was like, "Oh," somebody tell me it was spring break. And I was like, "Oh, but okay, sure, cool." I was confused, but people are living it out in Miami right now for spring break.
But
Our
thank
people.
God we didn't have social media when we were in school. Okay, let's just give a quick shout out to that.
Yes.
I had
thank you.
Facebook.
Listen,
We had
there was
Facebook.
Facebook.
We had Facebook after our sophomore year.
we didn't.
We did.
I
and there's-
definitely have a couple of albums from Miami on Facebook
Exactly.
that I deleted.
Got rid of them.
Deleted them?
You should
I still have the photos, but listen.
She said you should.
delete it. Delete it all. Whatever it
You
is.
should. No evidence, huh? But
so
it
who
really
else
doesn't
has a
ever
spring break
really
memory?
delete, does it? It always stays.
Yeah. Who else has a good spring break memory? Anybody?
Wait,
I remember
Tiff,
spring
Sure,
break
I
from
went
Miami.
went to Miami every spring break. Pretty sure. But you know what? These kids now are going to like Mexico, like Tulum,
They are.
Cancun.
They are.
Like
They
that
are.
was not an
They
option
turned
for us.
Tulum out.
Right.
They turned Tulum out. It used to
They
be
have to have their
calm.
own airport now.
Tulum used to be a secret. It used to be a secret.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
calm and tranquil, and that's where you go to
It ain't-
connect with
It's no
yourself.
secret no more,
child.
child.
None at all.
it was 6 of us in our room in Miami.
Hello.
So, and these kids are getting bigger hotel. They're getting suites.
They get villas.
Airbnb,
They get villas.
villas, private chefs.
Yeah,
I
they're eating more
remember-
than a slice of pizza for
That
a meal,
slice of
you know?
pizza. I remember piling up in those hotel rooms in Miami. That was
The
just
pile
a mess.
up,
The
okay?
pile up, 4 in a
pile up.
bed, people in sleeping bags on the floor. But we were out in these streets.
Uh-uh.
Cute.
Taria, people are in the comments saying they got A's.
Listen,
in their
I can't help it.
project.
I can't help it. Okay, I can't help what you did with your time, but I stayed. Okay. Sorry, I
Oh
stayed.
man. Well, ladies, this we're gonna have you go to the green room for
For
now.
a second.
Oh, for
Come back, and
No.
y'all gonna come back in.
no. My bad, Britt. Take it away.
Put that private pour down.
Yes.
No more private pours.
Take it away, Brittany.
No more private pours for Tanil. Okay, so before you go to the green room, it's Women's History Month, and we want to toast the women in your lives, ladies, that have made a huge impact in who you are today. So, who are you giving your flowers to? Which lady in your life has made a huge impact on you? Whoever can go first.
Who's going?
I'm about to
Crystal.
pick
I'll
somebody.
go.
Crystal, yes.
I'll go. Okay. So huge. Oh, my Nana. She was my very best friend, and definitely felt like, she's no longer with us, but I feel like I gave her flowers while she was still living.
You did.
Incredible mother, incredible wife, incredible grandmother, entrepreneur. Just lover of people, just a warmth and a beautiful spirit. So I'm so inspired by her in so many ways. And so, yeah, she's getting the flowers.
Cheers to Nana. Crystal, you definitely
Cheers to
gave her
Nana.
flowers when she was here. We all knew Nana. She was thebomb.com. Loved her.
Absolutely.
Yes. So cheers to Nana. All right, Brittany, you next.
My mom is literally the sweetest, kindest person ever. This is actually a picture of us when I first moved to LA. My mom met me in the airport. It's a one-way flight, and like helped me kind of get acclimated, moved me in, ended up staying an entire month. My dad called every day, like, when are you coming home? When are you coming home? And
baby home.
He ended up booking her flight. He was like, check your email. You have a flight. You need to come back to New Orleans. We had so much fun. But she is the best. She is my best friend. I literally call her every second of the day. If she doesn't answer, I'm like, oh my God, where are you? Where are you? I love her. She's the best.
All right. Cheers to Brittany's mom.
Yeah.
Holding it down. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Okay, Melissa, who you giving your flowers to?
So I chose my grandmother. She is beautiful. She's 86 years old, and just the epitome of grace and beauty. She was the first lady of a Black Baptist church for very long time, many years, and hairdresser. She taught us all how to be fabulous in our own way. And so excited we get a chance to see her, hopefully on Mother's Day for all of the vaccinated family members. So I haven't seen her in over a year. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing her so that we can share some more time together.
Oh,
That's so special.
Yay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Grandma.
Cheers to all the ladies.
That's some beautiful ladies in y'all's life. Thank you for sharing that with us. And now to Neil.
All right, ladies, we're going to send you to the green room.
But they'll be back for the let out. Don't
They
worry.
will be back. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Ooh, what's next?
Okay, it's time for our special interview, our special guest. We have Chantel Powell, founder of Play Pits. Neil, run the tape.
My name is Chantel Powell, and I am a mother, a wife, a working mom, and I'm also a budding entrepreneur.
Play Pits, promo take 101.
I decided to start experimenting with deodorant because my oldest son came home from basketball and smelled horrible after basketball and football practice. And at that time, I knew that something had to be done, but I wasn't quite comfortable putting him into your average store-bought deodorant. So I went in the kitchen and kind of did some research on ingredients and whipped up my first batch. Cameron went to camp and told the whole camp and said, Mom, you have to make deodorant for everyone. And I was very blown away, but also like, boy, get out of here. I'm not making deodorant for everyone. But then I thought about it and I was like, Cam, you might be onto something.
Welcome, Chantel.
Hi, Chantel.
How are y'all doing? That video will never get old.
No, it won't. It's so cute.
It's the story of your company, Play Pits. That's awesome.
Chanel.
Yeah. Whoever did that did a great job.
Amazing job. It's beautiful. But that's my story in a nutshell.
And look at how young Cam looks. He looks so young.
Cam looked like a whole grown man now.
I know. He looks so young in there.
So crazy. So I have to do headshots for us every year because of him. Like, it's crazy.
Yes.
I bet.
Well, you graduated from Clark Atlanta in 2009. You got your bachelor's degree in fashion merchandising and your first gig at BET. So talk to me about how you started your career in BET and you pivoted to entrepreneurship.
Well, I actually started my career at Tyler Perry Studios. But it's okay. The pivot, so I basically went to school for fashion merchandising and had all intent on dressing mannequins. I was a little girl who would walk into Hex in Washington, D.C. with my grandmother and my mom every Saturday and shop for like 4 hours. And I would be delirious and talk to the mannequins. And so I used to look at what they wore and I would be like, oh, girl, and I named them Falola. So I was like, Falola, your shoes are so cute today. To the next, really weird. So I, at that young, like I probably was like 7. And that's kind of how my love for fashion was developed. And then when I went to school, my professor referred me for an internship at Tyler Perry Studios. And that's how I was introduced to the production world as a costumer. And then I worked in production and ended up making deodorant.
Making deodorant. No, you changed lives because Play Pits is this all natural, non-toxic deodorant. So you're saving the planet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people's pits.
I'm saving noses. So our hashtag is save your nose. So our mission is to save moms, dad's nose, because kids nowadays their hormones are changing because of the food, the milk, and so they're smelling sooner. Cam was 6. And so even though like I was able to cut things after the fact, it happened, right? And I refuse to settle for a smelly child. Like, why do we settle for funky kids? I don't understand.
Not settle for funky kids.
People be settling, they be just washing their arms up, be like, go outside. And it's like, no, they about to stink when they come back home. So
let me ask you this. We hear a lot of people we know are entrepreneurs, and it's kind of this hustle and grind mentality. There's this whole debate that entrepreneurship is genetic, and those that have this genetic disposition are more successful than those that don't. Do you believe that it's something you can be born with, or is it something that you gravitate to because there's a need?
Well, I don't think, I won't say it's genetic. I come from a family. I'm the first college graduate in my family. Nobody owns a business, so it's definitely not genetic. I think it comes from a hunger. And for me, I've just always been hungry, and I always had a drive to be the best or do the best at whatever I do. So I think it's more rooted in that than it is genetics. Like, yeah, my mom and dad, like I call and tell them about my day, and they halfway know what I'm talking about, but they be like, oh, okay, baby, that's good. And I'm like, okay, so it's not genetics at all.
But it seems like you lean into, I know this from knowing you, you lean into community. Like, it's not, sometimes I see, one of the quotes I see that's popular on social media is, basically stay silent until it's time to launch. And I feel like you have been vocal from it feels like the start. Maybe it was a secret when you were mixing, but you've included your community with like Play Pits, like try Play Pits, and you still do that. It's community for you. Yeah. Talk about that.
So for me, I mean, I do believe that, when you have certain visions, you have to keep them close until you're ready to share with the world. But when you're building a business, what you'll learn is, especially a product-based business, your first customer will most likely be your friends and family, and they're the people who support you. And then they're now your champions, and they go out and spread the word. And so that has been something that I have a huge family. I have friends and family who were amazing enough, like Tanil, to try the product before, and I could not do it alone. Like, I needed your armpits for you to see that, right? So I can't keep this a secret. Like, I needed people to be able to help me formulate a great product, and I couldn't do that secretly just with the people in my house.
And your whole family is involved in Play Pits, right?
Yes.
Whole entire family.
Everybody.
I mean, it had to be. You started in the kitchen, like, you know.
Listen, yes. Started. So I'm gonna tell a funny story. So when Cam came home July 2017 and smelled like a man, right? And so that's when I was like we had this conversation. He's like, I made the deodorant. He went to camp, told the kids about it, and was like, Mom, make it for everybody. I said no. And he was like, but mommy. So from that but mommy moment, that's when I was like, all right, I did some research. I saw it wasn't nobody on the market making deodorant, putting children first. Everyone was making children, little like throwing the kids a bone after they would make the adult deodorant. It's like, oh, let's give the kids something. I wanted to focus on the kids. And so when I got committed, I would make product for my family to try. Every once in a while, I would come across Dove containers in Kiana's room. I would see Keon's degree, and I'm like, are y'all using this or are you testing the deodorant? And they're like, oh, well, I couldn't find the one you made. So I would go through the house. One day I went through the house with a trash can and was like, throw everything. I'm going to be serious. And they was like, oh, she's crazy. So at that point, that's when, they became a part of the journey, and they understood how serious I was, and they were like, okay, well, we don't want her to go crazy anymore. So what do you need me to do? And so now, I mean, everybody has a job. Cameron is my CIO. He's my chief inspiration officer.
Oh.
Keon is very hands-on. My husband is very hands-on. Kiana helps with customer service. So she's answering customer service email. Kaden is somewhere climbing a pallet, stuffing orders all the time. So, yeah.
So how are you thriving in this pandemic as an entrepreneur? I don't know how long ago it was, but you moved into a warehouse.
Yeah.
You moved out of the kitchen, you're making products and shipping them from a warehouse. Are you surviving? Are you thriving, or what's going on?
Playpits is thriving. It started to thrive. I mean, one thing that happened during the pandemic, we were already in position. So when everybody was starting businesses, or when it became, I heard y'all talking about when it became popular to be Black, and it became, super the thing to do to shop Black and buy Black, we were already a Black-owned business. So we were able to grow 400% in the pandemic. And that has been amazing journey. During the lockdown, while everyone was, saying that they were juggling kids and at home, I was juggling kids at home, making product in the kitchen, packing order. It was crazy. And Playpits literally took over my whole home. And so we made the decision to move out in May, June of last year. And so it'll be 1 year in July.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Let me get my little.
But wait, I saw the other day that it looks like you might be outgrowing your current warehouse.
Yeah.
Girl.
Look at God.
Come on.
So the thing is, we have offices. So we have 2 offices, a front room, a break room, and then we have the actual warehouse. But now, because we're ordering pallets of dry ingredients, pallets of packaging, and fulfilling hundreds and thousands of orders a month, it's we don't have space. It's just very tight. And so the team, every time we get a delivery, I'm like, it'll fit, just move it over there. And they like, lady, can't nothing be sitting on top of pallets. So I'm like, all right. So we're searching for a new home, double the size.
I love it.
So what's one of the biggest misconceptions about natural deodorant? Because I know people that love it and live by it, and then I know others that are like, nah, I'm not ready to make that change.
Well, I think it's not necessarily misconceptions. I think it's just a bad rap, right? Natural deodorants, people say they don't work. And I think it's all about what natural deodorant you purchase. And I can't speak for the other deodorants, but Playpits actually works. You don't have to reapply. You won't smell like a billy goat by 12. So,
Not the billy goat.
Listen, the names, people say they be smelling like steak and cheese. Like when they be like, I don't know about natural deodorant. I be smelling like a steak and cheese, a Billy Goat. I'm like, okay, well.
When did they see the Billy Goat?
How do you know what a Billy Goat
smell like?
Billy Goat. That's like, when do you just be like, that smells like a Billy Goat? I don't know, but they say that. So I
don't
like,
nobody walking around with some smelling like steak and cheese.
Yeah, onion. They like and grilled onion.
So you also have not only Play Pits, but you have Queen, right? That's the natural line for adults.
So Play Pits has two categories. So we have the kid-inspired scents, and then we have the adult. So we have, in our adult line, we have King and Queen. So that was created because my parents were buying the classic scents, the sugar, the happy, the sunshine for the kids, trying it, never giving it to the kids, and having to come back to buy some for the kids. So one Christmas, I decided to do a special little Merry Christmas gift for my parents and made an adult line. And it was supposed to be a one-time thing because I have full intent for Play Pits to be kid-focused. And maybe like 30, 45 days later, when everyone was done with their adult product, they were like, oh, okay, so I'm trying to order more. And I'm like, no, that was just for Christmas. And they were like, well, it's not coming back. And literally from the moment I dropped that up until I made it a full-time product, we were getting at least one email, DM, comment about it. And it was like giving me so much pressure. I was like, this wasn't what I was trying to do. So we now have a full-time adult line, and Queen is our top seller. I tell people Queen is king in Play Pits.
Miranda said Playmates have changed. Playmates changed her mind.
Typo. Damn, autocorrect.
Our social media correspondent asked.
What is Play Pits? If y'all have questions in the chat, drop them in for Chantel.
Miranda, what you drinking?
Yeah, Miranda, what are you sipping?
Honey.
But Chantel, you moved to Chantel, you moved to Atlanta in the middle of with a fresh business. Like, talk about that transition.
That has been amazing. So in 2019, I believe, my years are all a blur. So I believe it was in 2019, after I was here in Atlanta working on a show, Mr. Powell came up with this bright idea that he wanted something different. He wanted to change, where he lived. So I had been trying to get him to move to Atlanta since 1908. Right? And so he, he had his reasons. We have his daughter that was there. So it just never worked out. And then randomly, once the business was going, I had got comfortable at home. He was like, let's move. And so we did it. It has been amazing. I feel like I'm grateful that we moved when we did, because one thing, Tanil, like my family played a huge role in the startup of Play Pits. Like they would help me with pop-ups. They would help me make product. They would be over there on the weekends, making sure that I'm packing, help pack orders. So when we moved, that was hard for me, because it's like I'm losing all my free help. But luckily, with the growth of the company, I now can pay people to do what my family was doing. So
come on now.
Been able to scale the business at a really good rate here in Atlanta. And I'm excited to see, what else happens in Atlanta.
Well, do you have any other products you're working on or anything else on the horizons? A TV show maybe, or anything?
I don't know. We have a lot. We're talking to one of my goals for 2021 was a partnership with the national retailer. So we're having those conversations. We are we're definitely looking at additional products. So we're launching very soon unscented, lightly scented, no baking soda formula, which will be called Love. So I'm excited about that. I dropped a box with shea butter, scrub, shower gel, and I won't be doing that again, but that was like a little tease of, additional products.
Special drop.
Wait, so you can't put in the request for the box no more?
Box stressed me
It's
so
gonna be
bad.
the same. It's gonna be the same. Watch next year, y'all. It's gonna be the same thing that happened to King and Queen. We're gonna have boxes because everybody gonna want boxes.
One thing I didn't think about with a box, like not only do you need all the product that go in the box, you gotta stuff the box, you gotta build the box, you gotta build the box that the box go in. Yeah, I'm over.
Build
A
a
lot
bear.
goes into the box.
Yeah, it
A lot
was
goes
like
into the box.
Yeah.
Got it.
We do have one last question from the comments. What is the best thing an entrepreneur with products can do to thrive?
Don't try to do the most. Like, start as small as possible. Keep your overhead as low as possible, as long as possible. I wanted to move out of my home making the product the February before we moved. If we would have done that, now that I know how much it costs to be in a facility and equip.
Oh,
hold on. She gonna come back. Hold on.
Be back.
Here
There she go.
Oh,
you froze for a second, Chantel.
Oh, what I was saying was basically like if I was to be eager to get in a warehouse before I was busting out the seams of my house and could truly afford, because you have to, it's cute to say you have a warehouse, but it ain't cute when them bills hit. And it's not cute when you do stuff like a brand new floor in a warehouse. Like, who could price that? I never, when you need new fuses and you got to update the fuse box, like the little silly stuff that you don't even think about will happen. So take your time, scale slow, wait till you're busting out the seams to move to the next step.
And see, they don't show you that on social media when they posting these big warehouses. They making it look like it's easy. So
moving weight.
I say all the time, having a and people may not agree with this, but I'm gonna just say how I feel. This warehouse life is ghetto. Don't do it unless you're ready to go to war every day with a landlord and buy epoxy floors for $2,500 square foot warehouse. So it's cute, but it ain't. So that's real.
Well, I recently, and this is how I know, not that you made it, but other people outside of our circle know you, is someone mentioned to me randomly, like, oh, have you heard of this brand called Play Pits? And like my eyes immediately got wide. And I was like, oh yeah, I know the owner. Like, it's no big deal. So I say that to say, congratulations. You are doing amazing things. Keep it up. You have an amazing tribe behind you. We're ready to try your new products whenever they launch.
We're all so proud of you.
Yes.
Beautiful to watch you flourish. I love it.
Yes. And thank you for joining Alumni Brunch Club. We definitely will have you back again. But thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, ladies.
Thank you, Chantel. All right. What time is it, Tennille?
It's time for the let out.
Tennille has had too many private pours.
Too many private pours.
It's clear there's been too many private pours.
Oh, whoa, it's everyone's back.
Look, oh my God, the private pours are taking over. No more.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
We miss y'all, ladies. We back, y'all.
Listen.
Okay, so while we have all you here for the let out, I want to know what's next. What's next on your plate? What are you ladies doing? Somebody can start. Just tell us, plug any social media that we need to be following, anything we need to know what's going on. Let us know. Melissa, what's next for you?
So Fabulous Strategies is doing very well. So follow me on social, Fabulous Strategies LLC on Instagram and on Facebook. And then you can follow my personal page, MadFab Style, on all platforms, Twitter, Snap, Instagram, MadFab Style. And just stay tuned for more creative stuff, more creative content in the digital space.
Nice.
Our social media correspondent is in the mix. Lindsay.
Hey, Lindsay.
She just walked.
Hey,
Melissa,
Lindsay.
I love your before and afters on social media. I don't think people understand like having that expert touch, like what it does for social media and just their whole brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one of the things that we do to just kind of get people in the door. But my main focus is really just like brand management, brand marketing in the digital space. So me and Crystal actually talk a lot about these things because she's in that arena as well. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the love and the feedback and all the support for Fabulous Strategies.
Nice. All right, Brittany, what's next on your plate?
Ideally.
If y'all are not following Ideally on Instagram, Ideally Vibes, or visit us at ideallyus.com. I launched this company about 2 years ago. We really cultivate creative experiences. And I don't really say creative events because I love to like create the out of box, out of your mind type of experience for small to large, to brands, to personalities, to just anyone. We have fun. Obviously, due to the pandemic, we're doing a lot of smaller, more intimate events. I'm doing like private little safe at home COVID friendly date nights for couples. Friday, I actually just decorated a hotel room for a surprise birthday party. So I'm excited. I'm ready. If anyone has any event interest, any birthdays, anniversaries coming up, hit us up. We're here to help.
Nice.
Yes. Love it. Crystal,
Hey.
what's on your plate?
Yes, so there's so much going on. I'll just drop little hints. Instagram, Chris Whalum, CRYSWHALUM. Normally I'm pretty private, but plan to open that back up. So come on.
Yes, you need to. Let's
Follow your girl. Follow your girl.
Follow your girl. Follow me, camera. But no, like Melissa said, she's in the digital space with marketing, more so on the social media side. And we partner well together because I'm reaching people beyond that with what I do with radio and, digitally, just, when you're on your phone, I'm tracking you. I'm customizing campaigns for clients that are reaching you if you're in their target demo. So if you have a business and you need to reach people, I'm your girl, reach out, specifically in the Charlotte market, but I can also help you beyond that. Lots of things coming up in the entrepreneurial space as well. So I look forward to sharing more soon.
Yes.
And another quick thing I want to point out is that Crystal and Melissa are very active in the Charlotte chapter of a CAU alumni association. So.
Yes.
Absolutely. We believe very much in giving back to our institution. And I know, we all know the impact of HBCUs in our life, especially our beloved Clark Atlanta on this particular panel. So we work with, building up a scholarship fund and creating an event to have people, pour into those in the Carolina region. So we look forward to doing that every year. It's definitely a labor of love, but we're a good duo, so we make it work.
Yes.
Right.
A true labor of love. Just to add really quick, we were co-hosting last year on a virtual brunch. It was really the first time we had done anything like that. We had some dynamic speakers, including Chantel was one of our speakers at our CAU alumni Charlotte brunch. And we plan on doing a hybrid model for this year. So we're looking forward to that. And Fabulous Strategies, my company, did all the digital marketing for it. So, we all kind of keep it in the family. So, more to come. So we're really excited for what's to come for this year.
Alumni Brunch Club will travel. I'm just saying,
Keep us posted.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right, Chantel, you already told us what's next, though, right?
Yeah, you can actually, one thing that's coming up next week, we're celebrating our 3rd year in business. So I'm really excited about that. Just to think I started Play Pits and launched it in my backyard at an Easter egg hunt. And to know you were there, and it was like maybe 100 or something people. And to watch it be what it is now is quite amazing.
Listen, you do not miss a PAL event. That's all I gotta say. You do not miss it.
We like to have, family functions. So hopefully once the world opens up, now that I have Play Pits can sponsor, these family functions, and I can bring all the people that I love together, and we can have a great time. So I can't wait for those cookouts.
Listen, I remember hearing Tennille talk about those cookouts all the time, and I'm like, when is the next one? We will travel.
Hello.
So put me on the list.
Hello.
Yeah, so y'all on the list. So come to Atlanta,
you.
ABC, Crystal, Lynn, y'all, everybody can come.
Oh, I'm ready.
Lindsay,
I'm ready.
how you doing? Our social media correspondent working these comments. How you doing?
She is working on board.
What's going on in the comments, Lindsay?
Let me tell you, people are in the comments acting up from coming to brunch to they really did love Chantel's advice, and they really enjoy the guest comments about wearing head wraps and like working from home, and how like people are just letting their blackness shine through these screens. So it's been really good today.
Thank you guys in the comments. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you. One last thing before we head on out, guys. I got a question for you. Have you donated to your HBCU today, this month, this year? If you haven't, get on that. Okay, that's important. We have to give back to our universities. We have to show love the way that they show love to us and gave us all these, because all of us went to CAU. So we have all of these relationships and so many more that we're so thankful for. So pour a little bit back into your HBCU today, this month, any day, just a little bit. That's all it takes.
So cheers, ladies. Raise your glasses.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching this show. We really appreciate all the love and support each episode. Please follow us on social at Alumni Brunch Club on IG, Alumni Brunch on Twitter. Even watch this show back on YouTube and share it with your friends. And bring them to brunch next time. This month was also bittersweet as we lost a few CAU alum. So we just want to close the show by taking a moment of silence for those beautiful souls. Dawn Llewellyn, Clarissa Pearson, and Brittany Strader.